everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and today we have a lookbook. Yay! I was able to get through my first Megan Nielsen pattern. So as you know, I am doing a little mini capsule of the 4 newest Megan Nielsen patterns. And so I'm just kind of going through each pattern and kind of showing the versatility of each pattern. And I've also throwing my daughter into the mix because she's a different body type than I am, just to kind of show you how the patterns work on different body types and in different fabrications. So anyway, the first video, and I will pop a card up here if you missed it, so I'm kind of talking about the fabrics for my plans video for the Jarrah Sweater. So that is what I'm actually wearing, my first version right now. That is the first pattern that I chose to do for this mini capsule. And also, on a side note, hit that subscribe button. I have so many fun things planned for this year, and you don't want to miss a thing. And the more subscribers I get, the more time, well, for all cards on the table, I'm able to do AdSense once I've hit 1,000 subscribers. So I'm waiting to hear back from YouTube to see, make sure my channel was approved, which I'm sure it would be. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but I think it just takes a little bit. But anyway, so I'm going to start making a little bit of money on the channel. And ideally, I would love to take on maybe some sponsors because I would love to be able to do this full time because I have a lot of fun things planned and I'm really enjoying the teaching aspect of this. And anyway, so reach is important. So anyway, hit the subscribe button because there's a lot of fun things that I've got planned for the future. And also, if you're interested, I am currently doing a giveaway because I hit my 1,000 subscriber mark last weekend. And so I will put a link to that video up here with all the information on the giveaway. And I'm giving one person the 4 patterns that I'm going through now. So it's the 4 newest Megan Nielsen patterns will go to one person, and I will be pulling that name Monday evening, and that announcement will be going out on Tuesday. So, and then Friday next week, I will have my plans for the Dawn pattern. So I'm going to be doing the Dawn jeans pattern as my second pattern of this little mini capsule. So those plans will be going up next Friday. So that out of the way, let's hit this lookbook. Okay. So I'm going to start with my daughter, and before I show you the twirls of her and the outfits, yes, I'm cutting her face off, or most of her face off. Not because she has some horrible deformity or anything like that. Our kids are 12, and while my husband and I are not naive and totally know that the day of social media is coming at some point, we are trying to prolong that as much as possible. And so trying to limit their interactions or their faces and stuff on the internet until that time. So, they're not in the witness protection program or anything. We're just trying to push that off as long as possible. So, I really just needed her from the neck down. So I told her, and it goes to my son really wants to make a YouTube channel, and I can't have his sister's face on YouTube because that's the rule that he can do YouTube videos, but his face can't be on them. So like gaming videos and stuff like that he likes to do. But that's the rule. So I can't have her face on and then still tell him no. So anyway, that's why her face is partially obscured. Just wanted to get that out there and kind of explain the reasoning behind it and why my husband and I kind of decided to do that. But anyway, okay, let's get started. So there are 4 versions of this sweater. And I did 2 for my daughter and actually 3 for myself because why not? But one of the 3 I did for myself is a refashion. So I will get to that in a minute. But I'll start with her. So the first one that I made for her was View D. And it is the cropped sweater, just a regular hem. It has this split sleeve. You can kind of see. Sorry, I used gray serging thread because I'm lazy. But it looks nice from the right side because I did use matching thread there. But I did the split sleeve on that with the funnel neck. And I did it in this baby pink sweater knit that I got in the Black Friday sales. And again, I said, I'm letting her choose her fabric from my stash. And darn it, if that little stinker isn't choosing like all of the brand new stuff that I just got for Black Friday. She was picking out her fabric for her 2 picks for the Dawn. Gosh, she picked one of my favorites, although I'm making shorts for her out of it, so I think I can get probably a pair of pants or maybe a skirt out of it for myself, but anyway, I love her. So anyway, she is over the moon with these tops. In fact, because this one's cropped, she does, she's pretty modest, and she does want some high-waisted pants to go with it, which the Dawn are high-waisted. And last night as I was putting her to bed, she's like, okay, I need you to make me those Dawns, or those jeans real quick, because I really want to wear those 2 new tops you made me, which the other top isn't quite as cropped. Which I love, because I have been wanting to sew in my head for both my kids forever. And I did when they were babies, but then they start having an opinion on what they want to wear, and then it's just, you know, and not worth it. And they grow so fast, but she's starting to at least slow down a little bit. She's still growing, but at least slowing down. So I'll make her some stuff. So that just kind of warmed my heart that she was anxious for me to get making her pants so that she could wear the stuff that I made for her. So that makes me happy. But yes, funnel neck. It's made in a sweater knit, very drapey, as you can tell, super cute. It is cropped, but not so cropped that, now because it's a drop shoulder, when you do raise your arms up like this, it raises the whole body of the sweater just because the armhole is low from the drop shoulder. So, I mean, you do want, not that I walk around like this all day, nor does she, but, you know, sometimes you will get a flash of skin when you are doing that. Again, I don't do this a lot, but, you know. That little word to the wise. I love this pattern so much. I love the boxy style, but it's boxy without being like overwhelming. I made her the straight size 4 because that is what all of her measurements fit into, which makes it easy. She's a little bit busty for her age, but she's very proportionate. Like her waist and hip and bust measurement all fit into the same size. So she is a 4 in Megan Nielsen patterns. So anyway, that is the first one. She's over the moon for it. That could definitely be like a work top. I mean, clearly she's not going to wear it for that reason, but like a work top, or because you could pair it with nice trousers. It could be easily worn with jeans, obviously. Great for spring, like with shorts. In fact, she'll probably take that with her to Florida when we go in February because it'll be a little bit cooler in the evenings. It's a perfect like layering piece. So she was, definitely jazzed about that. Okay, the second one I made for her was View C, which is this tied view. I think this is the one she was most excited about when she saw the pictures, although she told me that the turtleneck one is her favorite on. She loves this one, but the turtleneck was her favorite on. This one is not as cropped. It's also very wrinkly. Sorry, I just pulled that. This one's not as cropped. I made this out of a bamboo jersey, so it is, again, very drapey, like a t-shirt weight bamboo jersey that I got at Blackbird. You do the cuffs on this one. Can you kind of see? There's that seam cuffs and a neckband, just the regular old neckband on there. Ooh, sorry, hitting my lights. Everything is so close to get like good lighting and stuff. So did the neckband. Pretty pleased with how my stripes came out because this can be kind of shifty to sew. Now, I will say on this view, hemming this is very fiddly because you have to hem the little ties. That's the back side, obviously. Again, I went with gray serger thread. I just was changing the left needle for everything. Now, with this, instead of using my cover stitch, I just did a chain stitch, which is a cover stitch, but you're just using 1 needle instead of 2. So, as you can see, can you see the hem? It looks like a regular hem, but it's got that chain stitch, which is this line. Sorry. My new camera is coming today. I didn't get to film this on it, but it is coming today, so that's exciting. The chain stitch there. So it still has stretch. It will give and stretch, but then it allowed me to like pivot at like points like that. So I did the whole hem that way. Now, if you've watched, I'm going to put a link up to this video too. In Vlogmas, I was showing you I was doing a knit skirt. I was doing the Megan Nielsen axle skirt, and I was showing you that tape that I used, the double-sided tape, and it's 1 inch wide. Well, the hems on these shirts are 1/2 of an inch. So I literally took that tape to my rotary cutter, cut it in half with my rotary blade, which probably is dulling the blade, but, you know, you sew through silk, and it's like, wait, what is going on? Like a dent in my hair. Sorry, distracted. Probably dulling my blade, but I literally, cutting through all these knits is probably, especially the heavier stuff, is dulling the blade much more than the paper. But anyway, I just literally cut that in half, so I had 1/2 inch wide double stick tape, and I will put a link to that product down below, and again, I'll link up to the video of me using that. That helped so much. So I basically ironed it onto the whole hem, and around the little curves. And when I got to the real tight curve there in the tie, which is this part, so this is the hem of the shirt. It's the hem of the shirt. So this part where it kind of curves up, I just cut into the tape so that it would kind of curve around. Ironed it on, got it all pressed down, and then pulled the tape away, and then just kind of went slowly and then folded. I also serged all of my ends, not because I needed to, because it's knit. Sorry, I got something in my eye now. Not that I needed to, because it is knit, so it's not going to ravel. It's my bangs. I'm sorry. My hair grows really fast, and I just cut these bangs, and already they're like too long. But I don't go back to get my hair cut again until February 5th, so we're just going to, and I'm not going to cut them. So anyway, I serged everything first, then I applied the double stick tape. Then I folded everything up, pressed it again. So then everything was pressed and held in place with the double stick tape. And because it was a 1/2 inch, it allowed me to fold up my hem exactly how it needed to be. And then I just went through with the chain stitch instead of the cover stitch. So it's just 1 needle in my cover stitch instead of 2, which you could also do with just like, honestly, this hem doesn't have to stretch. So you could really sew it on your sewing machine with a ballpoint needle and just use a longer stitch length. I mean, that would definitely be a possibility, because the hem doesn't have to stretch. It's very boxy. But anyway, again, this hits like high hip. She loves it. She's very excited. In fact, the fabric that she picked for shorts, because she does need new shorts, and again, we're going to Florida in February, is kind of this corally, this is like a corally pinky color right there. And so she was very excited about those two together. I love that she's starting to get into fashion. She could have cared less for so many years. So, and it's not over the top. I'm really loving it. Okay, so those are the two that I made for my daughter. Now for myself. This is version A that I am wearing. It is just the straight sweatshirt version. I have got this quilted knit that is so comfy cozy. In fact, I've also made an axle skirt, just the plain mini skirt out of this. And I made it before Christmas, but didn't get around to hemming it until just the other day. So I haven't worn them together yet, but I actually am going to model that skirt when I'm trying on a couple of these other tops. So you'll see it in just a second. And oh my gosh, everything is in my eye. So anyway, love this fabric. It came from Joann's, and also the ribbing. And this is literally like the tubular knitting. So for the cuffs are a little bigger than maybe I would like, but I don't know. It kind of goes with the boxy. And I made my sleeves short enough. I hate when my sleeves, I have short arms, short everything. I hate when my sleeves come down over my hand, which her split sleeve is supposed to do. But I shortened those purposely because I know my daughter doesn't like that kind of stuff either. Just because both of us are weird about things falling on our hands. Ava's got longer arms than I do, but anyway. So, yeah, use the contrasting cuffs for that and for the band, and you'll see that here. I love this sweatshirt so much. It's like, it's a sweatshirt, so it's definitely more like casual comfy wear, but I totally can see me wearing this with my axle skirt, not the matching one, but the camel one that I made for the end of December. Definitely. With my new shoes, I got some Adidas, the old original Adidas tennies, and I'm like just wearing those all the time. I'm obsessed with them. I should have bought some of those so long ago. But anyway, yes, love this top. Highly recommend it. It's perfect for this type of weather. So easy to sew. Literally all of these. I mean, my daughter, the tie front shirt probably took the longest only because it was so fiddly with the hem. But even that took me less than an hour, and that was even being fiddly with the hem. So these are all very quick projects. All right, so this was view A. And then view B, I made out of a Ponte knit. And it is, sorry, these are all so wrinkly, and I folded them nicely. Now, this view B does come with the split sleeve, but after I sewed Ava's, I wasn't as keen on it. So I just cut, if you look at the pattern piece, it has like a little, it comes out just the 1/4 inch seam allowance and goes down, and that's that vent that then gets hemmed for that split sleeve. I just cut that part off when I was cutting this sleeve out and just hemmed it like normal. So again, these hit me just right at my same length as these, so right at the top of my wrist, which is where I like them. I have a tendency just to pull my sleeves up. I'm constantly, pushing my sleeves up. So yeah, these hit at like the perfect length. And I just cover stitched those. Now this one, this pattern, I shortened. This is the only one that I shortened the body on. Normally I have to shorten the body on my shirts because I'm short, but since this is kind of a crop length, I didn't have to shorten anything, which you may want to take that into mind if you have a longer torso, that these will probably be more cropped on you than they are on me, because I a lot of times have to take like maybe an inch out, sometimes more, because I have a very short torso. But this one, okay, so on this pattern piece, the front for view B kind of dips down a little bit and then comes back up to the side. And then on the back, it dips down even farther. So it's a high-low hem a little bit, and it was too exaggerated. So I took 2 inches off the front, and I just took 2 inches off the hem, and then scooped it back up to the original side seam. And then in the back, I took off 3 inches off the back of the hem, and then went back up to nothing at the side seam, just because I'm short and proportionally that's what I needed to do. So this is going to act like a sweater kind of, because again, it's a Ponte. It's not a super thick Ponte. The camel Ponte that I made that axle skirt out of is a really thick, heavy Ponte that's perfect for bottom weights. This one would be great for dresses and stuff, and it would be fine for like a skirt. It would probably just show more lumps and bumps than the other one. So it's a little thinner, maybe a little bit more suited for tops. I mean, it definitely makes a thicker top, but again, just like a sweater, and I love this color. So this is going to get tucked into a whole bunch of stuff. And again, it's got the high-low hem, so you can see there's the difference in my front and back hem. It was much more, I mean, this would have been an inch longer because I shortened the back by 3 and the front by 2. So it would have been a more exaggerated high-low hem that I just wasn't interested in. But yeah. Just cover stitch the bottom. Again, this sewed up in no time. And I love this color. And I'm going to treat it like a sweater or a sweatshirt because it's thicker. And I'm excited to wear it tucked into some skirts. Maybe the waddle. So my plan with this, real quick, is that I'm going to do plans videos for each of the 4 patterns separately. And lookbooks for each of the patterns separately as I make them up. Like I'm doing the lookbook here. Then at the end, after I'm done with all 4, I will do a whole big lookbook of all 4 patterns, kind of like I do with my regular lookbooks, where I've interchanged in different ways that I'm wearing all of them together. So that's kind of the idea for this little mini capsule. So anyway, that's view B. I love all of these versions. I cannot hype up this pattern. It's just so modern, like the lines and the boxy, but not too like oversized, because I have that problem with things being too oversized. Also, I sewed myself a size, 14, I think. Is it 12 or 14? Can't remember. But I did sew a size 4 in the shoulders and neck. So I did my narrow shoulder adjustment, just like you've seen me do 100 million times. But so it makes this dolman not so long down my arm. So I sewed a 4 here and then just, had traced I think it was a 12, the size 12 armhole, and then I just pivoted it out so that it went to a size 12 at the underarm and then all the way down. So anyway, but I feel like this sweater is the drop shoulder, which can sometimes overwhelm figures, and I have that problem too. But even, I think without I did the narrow shoulder adjustment, but for a normal person that doesn't have to do a narrow shoulder adjustment, this pattern is just very well done. Like, it's oversized without being too boxy because the arms are still nice and fitted, but not too fitted. Anyway, I'm just really loving this. And then for the final version, I couldn't leave well enough alone. I wanted to do a refashion, and I'm going to post a picture. This is just a selfie. I look horrible, and I'm literally in some Stella joggers, the Tilly and the Button Stella joggers. But I wanted to get a before picture before I cut into this. So this sweater was my husband's. It is and my husband's not a huge man. He's like a men's size large normally. And so that's what this sweater was. Actually, it was an extra large, but it shrunk in the length so much on him that it looked ridiculous. It was like super boxy and short on him. So I got gifted the sweater, and I love the color, and I wanted to keep it's got the little leather tab and everything else. It's a polo, and I love the little orange polo horse. So exactly what I did to my Callie shirt, and I will pop a link up there of that one too. When I turned the woman's blouse into the Callie, did the same thing with this one. And I put the cuffs back on only because when I was cutting the sleeve, I didn't have enough length. Because this is a drop shoulder, and so that cut a little bit into the sleeve. And then, yeah, the way I was having to cut, I didn't have quite enough length, and I wanted them just a little bit. It was like perfect without being hemmed. So I decided to go ahead and put just a small little cuff on, just to give me more to, you know, push my sleeves up and stuff. So this is boxy, and it's short and cropped, but it was so quick and easy to make. And it's a little funny here because you've got the shoulder seam that was already there and then the seam right here for the sleeve. But you know what? I'm going to call it a feature and just go with it. I love this, and I love this color, and it wasn't getting worn at all by my husband. And this sewed up so quickly, so incredibly quickly. And this is going to get a ton of wear, especially when we're in Florida. But definitely this spring, I love this color. So yeah, it's a very easy pattern to upcycle men's sweaters as well. And actually, if you're wanting to make a sweater version of this, that's a fantastic place to go because it calls for ribbing, especially on the view A, for the ribbing, for the cuffs and the neckband and the bottom. If you find large men's, again, I love shopping in like the men's 2, 3X section because it can be fabric, and they'll already have the contrast, you know, because it'll have the matching ribbing for the neckband. Your cuffs, you can just, you know, cut and reattach, and the same with the bottom bands. So definitely good thrifting opportunities there. So that is it for today. I hope you had enjoyed my 5 newest makes of 2019. Everything was made in 2019 except for the one I'm wearing. This one got made actually over Vlogmas. You saw me make this over Vlogmas, and it got worn over Christmas break a ton. This one's been worn and washed quite a few times. So yes, that is it for today. Again, I will be back on Tuesday to announce the winner of the giveaway. And then next Friday, I'll have my plans for the Dawn jeans and pants. And those are going to get made up fairly quickly because we're going on vacation in February. And my daughter and I both want to wear like all of it. So there you go. Okay, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.